So I want to introduce you guys to my new job here. We are on the PGA golf course in Frisco, Texas. This is a big deal out here. And we've got an awesome Georgian house that we just won the bid on. We're gonna look at it today. We're gonna go through and see what awesome details they have that we actually get to do. We get to do all the trim out here, all the carpentry on this house, and I'm pulling up right now. And if you guys have been following for the past few months, you know we're out there at that ranch working on that one for Brent. And we still got quite a bit out there. I told you we're in Frisco. That ranch project is like on the other side of the world. Like it feels like compared to this one. So logistically, I don't want to be going back and forth. Thankfully, we have a team of 6 now, where if we had to have some guys linger back on the ranch while this gets started, we could pull that off. But yeah, it's northeast DFW, and the other one is like southwest Fort Worth. So completely opposite sides of our area that we call DFW. But let's look at this thing. I'm excited. We're not getting started on any work today. We're doing all of our material takeoff. We're doing our door schedule. We're doing all the custom millwork as part of that material takeoff and the stock items. So to get set up for this, doing all these takeoffs, I'm going to be using this, what I call the sustainer skateboard, and I'm just going to take some of my sustainers in there. This is going to allow me to stack this up and roll around a cart. Essentially, I'm just making like a little rolling desk for my iPad, because I'm going to break everything down on spreadsheets and stuff like that. I'm going to be able to take photos. I've got my camera here, which you guys are watching me on. I'm going to document everything, because if I need to see inside one of these walls when it has drywall on it, I'll go back and look at this footage. So take pictures, take videos, document this stuff, because sometimes you do need to see what's behind a wall. So it really doesn't matter which boxes I bring. I just need to get something that's about right here for me so I can type. So the track saw, this other track saw, so maybe one more small one. This should be enough. And what's funny is my van system, I built it out of this kind of scrap white oak, and it's working really good. Everything's just strapped down, like nothing is bolted. So if I wanted to empty this van, I could empty this van, have it completely just nothing in it in like 10 minutes. So even these are strapped down. They're as part of the cargo tie downs. But it's funny, I got pulled over this morning and the cop was like, "Man, this van's pretty cool. You got it packed full of tools?" And I was like, "Yeah, it's a carpentry van." And she was like, "These are awesome vans." Thankfully, she didn't give me a ticket. It was for my registration, which today is my last day. She's like, "I'm gonna give you a warning." But I was thinking, if you think this van is cool, wait till you see my buddy Tom's. And what's funny, it's not really funny, but it worked out that Tom broke a rod on his Ford today, his pickup truck, and he just bought a camping Sprinter van, like one of those Overlander type. It's all decked out. So he had to go back home this morning, get his new van, and bring it here. So I'm sad that his truck broke. Hope he gets it fixed, but I'm kind of happy because I get to see the van. I'm gonna show you guys. It's pretty cool. The wind was way too violent. I couldn't even use my audio from when I recorded this, but I didn't know until now when I'm editing it. But check out this awesome Georgian house. This is our new project, guys. I'm super excited to share this with you. Georgian house, gonna have heavy, thick moldings. You'll see the composure of the house is very symmetrical. Not sure what I'm pointing at there because I couldn't even hear myself over the wind. But I do know one thing that I talked about in the original recording of this was that we're looking at something here that's a very Georgian detail that's called graduated fenestration. So if you look at the windows on the first floor, they are much larger than the windows on the second floor as far as height. And then even if you look up on the second floor after that, you have the dormers on the roof. Those are even smaller. So that graduation of sizes of materials and components is something that as you walk up and approach this house, you see like, okay, it makes sense. As it gets higher, things diminish. So that's what's called graduated fenestration. So we got the main body of the house right here. It's going to be all brick. You got a 3-car garage off to the side on the left. Then over here on the right, you've got another little wing that is actually a guest room over there. As we come in here, the first room we're going to see is the entry/foyer. iPad on this, bam, and then look, I can roll this thing around to each room. I have to lift it up over where we've got floor height changes, but pretty much I have a rolling desk here, which is very helpful. So this is the entry. It's got floor to ceiling paneling. Then you've got this big entablature with those triglyphs. If you guys saw my mantle series, I incorporated triglyphs in that. And this is what's known as the Doric order. So this is why I'm saying we're gonna be here for hours. I've got to get all this material figured out, exactly which moldings we're using. We got to see if those moldings are called out, or we're gonna put placeholders in there temporarily. But I'll be able to get my linear takeoffs today for sure. And then stepping back from that room, as you turn to the right here, the main focal point here as you walk in is the fireplace. Be a traditional mantelpiece here, and they've got a drawing of it over here. See, it's got the fluted pilasters, little capitals, small entablature, and then a cornice at the top. Big plinth blocks that tie into the base there, try to get out of the light. Then if we look across, we have the dining room, another fireplace, focal point. And this one, I believe, has a wainscot. Yeah, let's look at this. So as we look at this, we can see our wainscot details. We got built-in details. We're not doing the built-ins, but we will wrap the crown around. There's gonna be a cabinet company handling the kitchen, all that stuff, which really is awesome. I like doing this kind of stuff, but with as much molding work that's in this house, for them to take that off my plate is awesome. So I can focus on kind of the interior architectural millwork, as opposed to like the built-in cabinetry, which really is the same thing, but it's all about that schedule, right? Do I have a team big enough to do all of that? At this point, no. Would I like to get there? Yeah, that'd be awesome, but I'm okay. I mean, most of the times your cabinet guy isn't doing your trim work and your trim guy isn't doing your cabinet work for the most part. But we do vanities, we do closets, we do built-ins when we have to, but like on something like this, it's nice to just hand that off to a cabinet company. So there'll be a 3-piece crown known as a cornice that wraps around this entire room, and you're gonna see that a lot through this space. And as we walk back here, we have kind of the main great room. We'll have beams going up in here, so this is where I know I'm gonna need to put blocking in here. Blocking in there, we'll have a mantelpiece right there, and then I think on every wall in here, we're gonna have vertical TNG. But that's still something that's to be determined. As we come over here into this breakfast area, this is a really cool room. There's gonna be TNG going up there. They're kind of questioning if they're gonna level this off and just have that as like empty, I don't know if it'd be attic space, but just void space, or if they want to keep the vault. I personally like the vault. I really do like the vault. But if you look out here, you can obviously see they're doing some grading work out there. It's kind of hard to see through this film on the window. But there is a nice golf course out there, believe me. I'm personally not a golfer. I would like to try it, but I have a feeling I'll be obsessed with it. It is one of those things where like, it's a peaceful thing. Even though I don't golf, I like seeing the kind of peaceful, the greenery, the landscaping. So it makes me happy. So here we're obviously in the kitchen, and the kitchen has a really cool element. We're gonna have up in this space a diamond pattern coffered ceiling. And we do have a drawing on that one. Let me show you. Yes, it shows it's gonna have TNG in there, but I just got a message from the PM here that that is gonna remain drywall. But that is the layout of the coffered ceiling. And you can see those beams in the great room I was talking about a minute ago. And that's actually something I agree with. I do like TNG up in the coffers, but if all of this is gonna be TNG, there's gonna be TNG in the vaulted breakfast nook, you can kind of go a little bit overboard on some elements. So to have like a blank space of drywall in between the coffers, I think is the right call here. You don't want to overdo a detail, and then it's just like, man, they must have got a good deal on some TNG or something, because they really went off on it. We're probably not going to walk through every element here, guys, because this video would be super long. But here's one room. This is another little study here. But this one is floor to ceiling paneling with integrated speakers in the panels. This is going to be a fun one. Some tricky elements in here, but check it out. This is all going to be recessed panels, so no applied panels here. It's all going to be recessed. You can see that. I love how they have the layouts for me, so I don't have to guess at anything. And that's something I want to mention real quick too. If you want to have like a really strong molding presence, elements that just look like man, that's some nice trim work. You always want to do either like a raised or recessed or some kind of panel molding that has stiles and rails. Applied moldings are typically the sign of like just cheap DIY stuff. And I remember one time when I first started with Brent, we did this cased opening in that 1928 period revival house, and they were talking about changing the jamb. We did this jamb, and they were like, maybe we should you know, put some kind of trim on it or something. And I told Brent, I was like, yeah, I mean, we could just put like an applied molding on there. And he goes, we never do applied moldings. I was like, okay, note taken. So I learned that from him. And then when you look at like really traditional houses, you don't see applied molding, so it does make sense. And what I mean by applied molding is just taking like a panel molding and nailing it to the drywall, in case you're wondering. You want to have some kind of backing, some kind of stile and rail system, some kind of raised panel. That's the real look. So if you do an applied panel, applied molding, maybe it can be like in a real playful place that's not like too important, and maybe a different style. But in this Georgian house, I doubt we're gonna do anything like that. But I could be wrong, but I'm just telling you kind of my interpretation of what that is. And then we have the 3-car garage, which we're gonna be going into this job in the winter time. And I don't want to be set up in here because all the elements like the rain, stuff like that, we don't want to be in there. We want to be over here more in the great room. Acclimating that wood through these seasonal changes is going to be a big deal. Like if you install everything in the winter time, like which we're going to do, and it's not acclimated, you could have some serious problems come when you turn on the units, or when the seasons changes and stuff just, you know, pops. But if you have the AC on, obviously you can keep a regulated temperature and it's not going to be too much of a risk. But if we can get everything in here, I'll set up my trim tree in here. And for our trim tree, we've been using a baker scaffolding. You can roll it around. It's actually pretty cool. So if we need to be in here, we can kind of roll that baker scaffolding into the kitchen, work in here. If we need to be in the kitchen, we can roll it this way and make it work. But this house, man, it is really cool. So I'm gonna take a break real quick from walking through the house with you guys, because Tom is here and I gotta see this van now. Dang, look at what we got here. This guy's making my van look weak. This thing is legit, really cool. Man, it'd be awesome to just get this thing and just set up right here on this empty lot. You could work till like 8 p.m., really get your hours in, and then come. He's got a shower and everything in this. That's cool. It's got a ladder up there. It's all solar too, right? Yeah. What's this box? Oh, all your leftover. Oh, nice. That's from the scraps from the other job. Yeah. Maple and pine and nice. What is that? A little bit of sapele in there? Yeah. That's cool. So you can put anything in there. Yeah. But that's good firewood. Here, you know, this is all your other camping stuff. Nice. You got a compressor for tires. And then all your cords and different stuff down in here. They came with all this? Yeah. Mats. Oh, this is kind of like your roadside assistance. And all the cables, and then a bike rack. Nice. I need to get another one. Here's the back. Oh, cool. And so this is the area I'm going to build a garage pull-out. Oh, for all the tools, yeah. Tools and camping. The bed comes down too? Yeah, then it comes down to here, yeah. Oh, it's on a jack thing right there? Yeah, that's a whole cable. Pulls the whole thing down to this level right here, and you still got this garage area for storage. So you're going to be setting up right here in this lot? I was thinking you could get one of these canopies. Pretty cool. Table. It's right above the bed. That's awesome. Yeah. Cool. Oh, cool. This is all storage up here. Yeah. Mine doesn't have that. All storage. It looks like I could add it though. Yeah. It's just like an accessory. Uh-huh. Dang, I might actually add that, because I could put even more stuff up there. This like loose stuff that rolls around. Yeah. Little table. It's noisy. I need to put some grease on it. Do the seats swivel around? Yeah, the seats will swivel. So you can face this way? Yep, they can face this way. That's awesome. Yep. This is just storage up here, pantry?
Yeah, pantry there, and that's a bathroom shower. You got a little.
Oh, nice. A little cooktop.
You just bring it out, put it
a little sink.
Little sink.
How many? How do you get your fresh water?
Yeah, I have to turn the pump on, but the tank has like a 21 gallon tank.
Nice. Yeah. Okay. So you have buttons. See, my thing right here is just blank.
Yeah. So it's all phone and cruise control and and all the stuff. And it is a Wi-Fi hotspot.
That's cool. I have cruise control, but I don't have any. Like, I would love to have the volume,
the voice talk, and everything. That's what I was playing with on the way here, talking to you.
Okay, I see. Nice. As you can see right here, 2 solar panels, a vent. Looks like some other vents right there. Yeah, you can put a bunch of crown up here. Due to the size of this project and all the different elements that are going on here, we're gonna split up. I'm gonna take these first 3 rooms that are all with the moldings and probably the kitchen and all that stuff back there I showed you guys. Tom's gonna take the stairs and probably the entire upstairs. The upstairs doesn't have that much crazy stuff. It's more scaled down rooms like base, case, doors, stuff like that. But we've got to split up because one guy can just kind of focus on one thing. I can get the list here. I'll get his information, bring it back to my spreadsheet here. He said there's probably going to be paneling all right here. If you just get the stairs, don't worry about the paneling. I'll get the paneling. I feel confident in this room, and I'm gonna go to my next room. And because these rooms are so specific, I'm just gonna make a spreadsheet for each room, and then it'll be a little bit more work for me at the end to like print it off and add it all up, but it'll be way more organized. After that, do you want to do the doors up there?
Do we have marker?
One of the things I really appreciate about what this builder did here is they did all the jamb extensions on the windows. Like all of this, man, like that is saving us a ton of time. So what he had was the window factory put these jamb extensions on to come out so that when he puts his drywall in, he's gonna be flush right here and he's not gonna have us do it, which is probably honestly way cheaper for these window companies to do that, but that is awesome. And then he's even got it right here on the stool. So what I can do, I have enough reveal here at the bottom where the sash comes down. I can just overlap a stool, or I can just put like a nosing type stool onto what they've already got right here. So this is huge, and I don't have to do any jamb extensions in here as far as windows. So that's a good feeling. And then one of the questions I had for the builder was, if you look at these jambs, these are extra wide jambs. So if I stretch my tape out here, it's a 12-inch jamb right there. Now in a Georgian style house, you want to see something right here on an extra wide jamb like that. You don't want it to be just plain Jane flat piece of wood. So I could get a sheet of plywood, 10 foot. Might only need an 8-footer, but I'll need a 10 to span here. But I highly would advise against that in a Georgian house. We would want to panelize this. So kind of like what you see in this rough framing, right? You'd have a stile, a little mid rail, and then put some trim around it. And that's what you would see in a traditional house. There's heavy moldings all through here, so why would you have a big blank space? On the thinner jambs where it's just a simple opening, yeah, you don't want to try to squeeze a panel in there, but this is like asking for it essentially. So, and these are funny, like the way they frame these. I actually thought when I first walked this job that there was like a pocket door going here, because I thought this was an office study, but no, that's just the way it was framed for structural integrity. But it's going to be this one, the one going to the staircase, and then the one going to the dining room. that are in question right now. You can see up here we're going to have this wainscot in the common area through this hallway. So that'll be all through here. This is the kind of upstairs landing where you can decide which space you're going to go to. So the upstairs is pretty simple, and it's got this laundry room right here, that big laundry room. It splits, goes down into that bedroom. Then you have whatever you have on that side, you essentially have it on this side. So it just feels like, wow, this just feels good. It's not chaotic, it's organized. I'm loving it. All right guys, so you see how much work we have at this house, and I just got word, I just met with the PM. They added a coffered ceiling in the hallway. So I don't know if this one's gonna be diamond like the kitchen, I doubt it. But needless to say, you're gonna see a lot more coming out of this house. We'll be starting over here early next year, and we'll be on this one for a good minute. So hopefully this video was insightful. You kind of get to see the behind the scenes of how one of these projects kicks off for a company like us. And I'll be sharing more as we progress here. I'll see y'all next time.